Hello lovelies and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. I'm in a slightly different setting here at the minute. I'm actually up in my caravan in Wales. It's been the first time I've been here since the season opened in March. I missed the whole of March with sort of Easter responsibilities, and the children can't come up at the weekends because they've got A-levels and things like that going on. So April, it's the first time I've managed to get up, so it's nice to be up here. I've got a child-free weekend, so it's just me and the dogs. So I thought I would show you what I bought in the box, because I haven't touched base with my channel again for a few weeks, which is a real shame. So I thought, well, I've got some decks with me. Let's just show you what I packed for my first trip to Wales this year. And also it will be a chance just to show you the decks I've been using as well. So I have had a little bit of a break from the amount of tarot I normally do. I haven't done quite so much. There's been a lot going on with life and schools, to be honest. There's been a real lot going on with just life and school in general. But what I have done, I've slowed down with my decks to kind of match life. When life gets busy, I need to slow down, not jump from deck to deck, to refocus. So for that, I have been using my Arthurian Tarot. I'm back on this again. I think I must be the slowest person in the whole world to do the Hallow quest. I am still only on the quest for, what am I on now? I'm on wands. So yeah, I've done swords, now I'm on wands. So I've just finished all the meditations and extra work as well around visiting the towers, which appear in this incredible Chariot card. When you get to this lesson and this card in the Hallow quest, it asks you to do about 9 different meditations to each of the towers that I think you can kind of see situated up on the cliffs. Excuse my nails, I've got no nail polish with me, and all the cuts on my hands. We're in gardening season. Hands are shot to pieces, but there you go. Yeah, but this card, I did a lot of work around this, about reclaiming parts of myself, and it was very intense. I don't think it was supposed to take the months that it took me to get through, but I'm just taking the Hallow quest completely at my own pace, and I'm getting an awful lot from it. So now I'm continuing after that mega mammoth meditation session and work through that card. It is nice now actually to be moving on to some other lessons in there. This is definitely the deck that taught me the power of pathworking meditations into cards, and it just is such a valuable, I think, magical aspect of tarot practice. Now I have brought with me as well, it's Bonded Oracle, which is the Mists of Avalon Oracle. This is by Rose and Sarah. This is a rock pool deck. These two, I call them bonded pairs, just simply because they just feel like they belong together. I'm struggling here. I haven't got the table set up really, but I hope that you can still see. So you can see how beautifully these two go together. I don't pull or reach for any other oracle than this one when I'm working with the Arthurian. They just feel like they're meant for each other. They really do. Oh my gosh, that is amazing to get that shape with this card. If you could have seen as a film the meditation I had around the King of Swords, this is like a perfect match. So there's things like this that happen where the imagery ties in very much to the practice and the experiences that I'm having with the deck, and I do love that about these two decks. So yeah, And again, these two, my goodness me, this one and this one. I mean, to go into why that's impacting would take me videos and videos, but it is just an incredible coincidence, those cards, and I love that for this. So I think stripping my tarot practice right back over the last few months has just been so useful, and for me, like limiting the readings that I do, limiting the videos that I'm watching, limiting the purchasing that I've done. I've hardly bought any decks this year, and just not jumping from deck to deck. It's kind of really fitted where I'm at. So I don't know if you're ever feeling like a little bit frazzled by life, and you, like me, have got like quite a few decks, then I think like just sticking with a couple of decks for a while and shutting out everything else is just a really nice thing to do. So these are the backs of the cards as well. It's very Celtic. So those two have been lovely so far at the start of the year. So those two were the first two that I grabbed for. Of course, with them I've also bought up the book. So this is the not the latest version. The latest version is Purple Backs, which also has the Hallow quest in. This is the version before that, which also has the Hallow quest in. And I am now on the second notebook now for notes for the Hallow quest. This is a beautiful handmade journal that the gorgeous Shauna made for me. And I've been dying to finish my first journal to get to this one. Look, it's got all sort of handmade ripped paper in. It's just glorious. It's all hand binded. I love it. So I'm finally now in this one, which is really exciting. I think that's key with the Hallow quest, is once you've done a lesson and a tarot spread or a meditation, to immediately write the notes down, because I have read back on my notes so far. That's 3 or 4 times actually. It's an entire notebook full of notes a few times, and it's just been so useful. Now, what else have I bought? The other 2 decks I've used so far this year, and I'm just thinking I haven't bought the guidebook for this, darn it. But this is the Oracle of the Sacred Horse. This, oh my gosh, this Oracle I am absolutely loving. This is a Blue Angel deck. Do need to do a full review of this, because Blue Angel sent it to me for free for a review, but I've been just really wanting to get to know it first before I review it. But I'm going to give you a spoiler now. I really love it. When they asked me to choose an oracle, I went with the Sacred Horse because I once had an energy reading session, and they told me that there was a horse being given to me from the underworld, which of course I immediately linked to Maca. So the images of the white horse are really important. I've got a white horse on my altar at home, and if I show you the backs of these cards, are you ready? Oh my gosh, look at that. Is that like the most beautiful card back you've ever seen? Especially when a white horse in particular is one of my sacred animals that mean a lot to me. So there it is actually on the front of the card. So I am going to have to do a proper video for this, but I've really loved working with this deck. I really have. It's just been fantastic. I mean, the artwork in it is so beyond stunning. It really is. It's just a beauty of an oracle. Now, I've been working with it. What's in here, you might think, without the guidebook. I haven't bought the guidebook. I can't believe it. And with this one, the guidebook is important. So this is... Why can I never remember the name of this deck? Something Dream Tarot. There is something about this deck that makes it hard to remember the name. I'm not the only person that said that. I've heard other people say they can never remember the name of it. It's not the Sacred Dream Tarot. Oh gosh, I can't remember. But these two together have really been a lovely pair to work with. So I worked with these two decks together for over a month actually, along with the Arthurian Hallow quest going on in the background as well. And surprisingly, although the imagery is different, I've really enjoyed these two together. Can you see there is something there? There is something there that I think ties them together visually, but it also has worked with the messages as well. In fact, it's like really stunned me at times, which I love with tarot. I love when kind of the magic of tarot and the readings that you're getting are just so spot on that it just astounds you. And although they are different styles, and very different styles, every time I put them together they just seem to make sense, and I've really enjoyed them. So two really stunning decks. It's been a great combo. I haven't finished with it yet either, which is always a sign for me that the decks are really working nicely together. When I've given them a few weeks, like heading past a month, and I'm still not ready to put them away. So you can see these have got horizontal and vertical. I mean, every time I pick them up the colours just seem to sync up. This is a very limited colour palette, but it still seems to sync up every time with whatever horse card comes out. So yeah, I've got nothing but great things to say about both of these decks. This doesn't always follow Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. That's why I said, oh, this is one I should have bought the guidebook, but I haven't. So I think I might be using some other decks. I'm only up here for a few days, so I've over egged it anyway. But I will be doing a review of this deck soon. I'll show you all the cards. Poor Blue Angel, they've sent me these ages ago. I've got another deck to show you as well that Blue Angel sent, and a book which I've not read yet. I think when all the upset happened with me on YouTube at the beginning of the year, and I kind of downed tools for a little bit just to have a much needed break, it was just when I'd been sent all the stuff, so there are some long overdue reviews, but at least it's given me a good chance to really work with it. Is it the Mystical Dream Tarot? Oh well. And I've just realised I didn't have my mic plugged in either, so I hope the sound worked before, because I don't want to film this twice. So if the sound is a bit better now, that's why I've actually remembered to put my little mic into my phone. You can tell I'm out of practice, can't you? So what else have I bought up to the van? So I might go out in the woods with a tarot deck. So I bought a tarot in a tin, which needs some love, to be honest. This is the White Sage Tarot. Grabbed it because it's in a tin, and grabbed it because it kind of feels spacious and airy. Look at that on the back of the tin. It just made me think of the seaside, and it just needs a bit of love. I've not used it that much, but I love it. And for sort of spring days where the sun is just beginning to come out now, it just feels like it would be a nice time of year to use this deck. So this one is going to be chucked in my bag. I know I'm getting up early in the morning to take the dogs around the woods, so around the Forestry Commission, so that might be nice just to take with me, just in case I feel the call of nature to pull some cards and to let the cards speak alongside nature, which I absolutely love doing. Of course, this deck has lots of chakra energy running throughout it as well. And another deck that I bought up, which also needs some love this year, is the Stolen Child Tarot, and there's something that feels very sort of oceany and seasidey as well with this deck, and this is one I think that will be nice to use up here. So I grabbed the Stolen Child Tarot as well, which has got some incredible imagery in it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I love it. But having said that, I've not used it enough, so I'm going to try and put that right. Now the deck, the other Blue Angel Oracle, which I don't know as I've even opened this yet, is also another seaside one, Sisters of the Sea. So I wondered whether this one, oh wow, I have opened it, because you can tell that I have had to take a real back seat from my practice for a few months just to reground and recenter and balance myself. I can't even remember whether I'd flipped through this or not, but look at those backs, aren't they gorgeous? So this is the other Blue Angel Oracle that they so kindly entrusted me with. They let me choose them, so I always choose ones I think I am going to love, and immediately I love the hummingbirds with that serpent. There is a mirroring there, and like the brown curly hair and the brown curly hair here almost looks like this card looks like this image grown up. Does that make sense? But I thought there was something about the energy of these two which might work together. That might be really interesting just to play with that over the next few days. I think when I come to show you a deck, especially if it's a deck that I have been sent for free, then I do like to have used it first, just to get a proper feel for it. I think when I open a deck and just do a flip through, that tends not to be a deck that I've been sent. Oh wow, look at the synchronicities in the shapes of the wings and the big seaweed shapes there. Yeah, I thought that these two, there would be something really lovely about these two. So yeah, I do like on most things to have used it to really get a feel for what I think about the deck before I share it. Not that I'm here to sell anybody anything. I hate it when I hear people saying, oh, tarot tubers just want to sell you things. Yeah, it's advertising, but it's not to sell. It's just to show you, to share a passion and a hobby. So yeah, really just want to get to know them so I can share honestly what I think and what I don't think of them. So I think those two actually might work together. Let's give that a try this weekend, and then my tarot in the tin for when I'm out on adventures. So I've also bought the Healing Waves Tarot, which was a gift from my lovely friend Shannon for, I think it was my birthday last year. It might have been the year before, Shannon, I can't remember. So this as well, I mean, it doesn't get more seasidey than this deck. So I bought this one with me. But I also wanted to open this deck. So this is the Starseed Oracle, which I know starseeds are more to do with the cosmos, but I think it's the blue and the colourway on it. I thought it might just work really nicely with a seaside deck, like what's above and then what's beneath the surface kind of vibe. Now I have had this for absolute over a year from the Hay House sale, bought with my own money, this one, and I've just never got round to opening it. It's just sat at the back of the shelf and I haven't opened it. So let's do that now. Why don't I just get it open now and we'll have a look at it together. So this is by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel, a 53 card book. I bet everybody has seen it. I love the box. I think that box is really, really special. Look, you can see I've not even opened it at all. So I just love the colour palette. I love those blues and pinks. I love that, the aqua and the blue and the pink. And look, can you see why I thought it kind of had sort of ocean vibes to it? I mean, look, I know that it's starseedy, but let's bring the dimensions together. I always think that the magic of the ocean is because there's the big sky above it. It's that place where elements meet, air and water. So cosmos and water for me, putting the two together is where magic happens. I think when you get that joining of elements, it's the boundary line is where you find really special magic. So hopefully I'll find that by putting these decks together. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. That reminds me of the new Taylor Swift album that dropped today, which I've been listening to all day. It's happening. The Tortured Poets department. If you're not a Swiftie, forgive me this moment, but oh my goodness, surprise double album was just so exciting. And then look, activated earth with the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think these are going to look really good together. And all paths lead home with the Queen of Earth. I love that. It's almost like the labyrinth here almost mirrors the pattern of the turtles there, and the water there with this water at the back. Love it. So the it's got keywords and then like a phrase on there. So this one says baby steps. It says action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. And look at that mirroring, that synchronicity there with the star card. That idea of following your star. That's interesting, isn't it, when you get things like that happen? And big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas with the Two of Fire. Oh wow, look at the two columns mirroring the two posts here with visionary, inspired ideas. Oh wow, this is very, very interesting. What have we got here? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation and integration time with the Nine of Air. Almost like the lone blue flame, which looks like it's got a being coming out of it, with this anxious penguin like coming out of the dark, coming out of your anxiety. Yeah, I like these two together. And look how beautiful it is. I mean, that says breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. We've just had that one. I'm mixing up my piles here. The Eight of Air. So micromanaging would definitely push me to this card. So again, there's a strong message there. So I think I'm going to enjoy those two. I might do a couple of readings over the next few days with those two. But this reminds me of my very first ever deck that I ever bought myself, which was the Work Your Light Oracle, which I then gave away, and I've been meaning to buy it back, so I've just not got round to it. But it's just really nice to get a similar deck in my collection again. I think these decks are just so beautiful. Look at that. So I'll see how I go on with this, but I'm really excited to put it with the Healing Waves Tarot to kind of get that sort of where elements meet magic, sort of boundary line magic going on. And then I've just brought my journaling book up with me, which is Fluffy Pink Fur you've got to have a journal with fluffy pink fur on, haven't you? So that's it, guys. It's good timing. My phone is literally about to run out of battery. That's just what I've been up to tarot wise. Very limited tarot over the last few months really, and what I've got with me for the weekend, which I'm going to enjoy doing. Right, I am going to love you and leave you because I'm going to feed my dogs and get them down on the beach. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Good boy.